Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. My friends call me Liz. So as you might imagine, this video is going to be about how to learn different languages, or more in concrete, how I became a polyglot. So my first language is actually Spanish, porque soy de México, soy mexicana, entonces hablo español, es mi primer idioma o mi lengua materna. My second language is English, so basically I grew up with my parents being Mexican, because I am Mexican, so I grew up in Mexico, with Spanish, of course, and then also in my house we were speaking English all the time. So I actually remember when I was little, my mom used to talk to me in English all the time, and it was a little annoying for me because I knew she spoke like Spanish, but she just wanted me to increase my level of English at that point, because I wasn't very good at the moment. I was like maybe 6 years old. So yeah, English is my second language, Spanish is my first language, then my third language is Portuguese. Mas o português eu aprendi quando tinha como uns 12 ou 13 anos. Eu aprendi sozinho português, aprendi olhando filmes. Então, eu descobri que gostava muito desta língua porque tinha um som bem engraçadinho, sabe? E o sotaque que eu peguei foi do sotaque que eu vi nos filmes animados, que são dirigidos especialmente para as crianças. Então é daí que eu comecei a falar como um desenho animado. Foi assim que uma vez um professor me disse que você fala como um desenho animado. Então eu disse para ele, claro, porque foi assim como eu aprendi meu idioma, sabe? Somente olhando esses desenhos animados, escutando essas músicas, e daí peguei a pronunciação que tenho em português, o sotaque que tenho. Então, o português foi a minha terça língua, e estou continuamente praticando, porque às vezes que não pratico muito, não falo com ninguém, não tenho muitos amigos do Brasil, que o português que falo, português do Brasil, brasileiro, mas tento constantemente de me envolver e me adentrar nesta língua, de praticar, de seguir olhando meus filmes, escutar as músicas, porque gosto da samba e de outras músicas muito tradicionais do Brasil. Então foi assim que eu comecei a praticar e falar o português. So Portuguese is my third language. If you speak Portuguese, if you can understand, you might understand what I just said. I practiced when I was 13 years old, and I learned Portuguese by myself. So I got English at school and also in my house, when my mom was like speaking English to me all the time. Spanish is my first language, so English was a little more introduced in a natural way as well, but I did study at school. But Portuguese, I learned by myself, basically just watching movies, Disney movies, because I love Disney movies. So that's how I learned Portuguese. Now, French, it's my fourth language. Alors, je parlais français, mais il y a beaucoup de temps que je ne parle le français avec quelqu'un. Alors, je crois que je me suis oublié un peu le français. Mais la chose que c'est vraiment important pour moi, c'est la prononciation dans les langues. Alors, quand je parle une langue, je essayais de parler bien à la prononciation, comme si j'étais, par exemple, vers le français, je parlais comme si j'étais parisien. Je sais que mon français, maintenant, n'est pas très bien, parce que je l'avais appris dans l'école aussi, quand j'avais 8 ans. Mais dans ces temps, je ne les pratique plus, je ne les aime le français parce que les personnes, mon maîtresse, il a tout le temps d'essayer de la grammatique, le passé composé, et comme cette fois, je ne apprendre vite une langue. Je vais apprendre mieux si j'étais moi seule, regarder la télévision, le film, ou quelque chose. Alors, si tu peux voir, mon français n'est pas très bien, mais j'ai essayé de pratiquer tous les jours pour devenir mieux de mon français. So my French is not really good right now at the moment. I had French when I was at school, and so I had the French introduced to me when I was like 8 years old. But still, I didn't like it because I remember my teacher was always like, making an effort for me to concentrate more on the grammar, and I hated grammar at that moment, so I kind of like let it go, and I didn't practice that much. But then I retake the French, I took it again just by myself, watching movies again, and so on and so on. Now Italian, it's the language that I started learning after French, but I haven't focused in Italian very, very much, just because it's very similar, of course, to like Spanish and Portuguese. So sometimes I start getting like confused between those. Ma io allora sono imparare la lingua italiana. Io non posso dire che parlo molto l'italiano perché è difficile per me, difficile di facere insieme con l'espagnolo, il portoghese e agora l'italiano è molto parecido. Allora, il mio italiano non è buono, ma io posso capire, io capisco molto la lingua italiana, ma quando io voglio parlare non parlo molto bene. Allora, io sono imparare la lingua italiana. So Italian, it's not very good for me right now at the moment because I started practicing it, but I got it confused and mixed between Portuguese and Spanish because it's really similar because of course it has like the Latin root. So at the moment I'm still practicing my Italian. And then Mandarin, Chinese. I lived in China for like 1 year. So I was able, when I was there, I had a goal in my mind and I told myself, I want to be able to like speak Chinese at least when I'm here in China for 6 months. So I accomplished my goal. I stayed there for 1 year. Although Chinese it's very different from all the languages I speak because of course the languages I speak have their root in Latin. So they're very similar, therefore a little bit easier to learn. But Mandarin has like a completely different root, so it was a little harder for me to understand and, speak as well. Also, in Chinese, if you know, or Mandarin, they have 4 tones. So each tone makes the word have a certain meaning. And if you change the tone, you're saying something completely different. So that's the trick in Chinese. And I was like a bit nervous, a bit confused sometimes. But I got the hang of it and I got like the very, very basic Chinese. I can understand a little bit more than I can speak, of course, because that's the natural process of the brain. But yeah, 你好，我会说一点点中文，Okay, I'm gonna stop there because I'm mixing all the languages right now in my head. 我会说一点点中文，你说中文吗？我可以说。Okay, I'm gonna stop there. 1 year in China. No, I'm a little nervous right now, so Chinese is not going well. I can actually like answer more when someone's like talking to me or like having directions, or because I was an English teacher there, so I was surrounded by kids all the time, so when they asked me questions sometimes I was able to actually understand them more and just answer back to them. But yeah, Chinese 1 2 3 4 5 6 7我的中文不好，我会说一点点中文，好不好？ So yeah, that's my Chinese. Very, very basic. So right now I'm concentrating more in the languages that I don't have very strong, which is Italian and Mandarin. So my plan is, or my goal is to try to every day make a little effort on those languages. So now because the video is a little bit long, I don't want to take too long on this. I just want you to realize how I learn my languages, and there are several methods. I might do more videos focusing like on more specific methods for you to learn faster, because there are people that they have been learning or trying to learn a language for years, and they're like, okay, I understand the language now, but I'm not able to, like, speak. And that's the main problem, the main concern as well. And of course, if you're learning a new language, your purpose or your goal is to, like, try to speak, right? Try to have a conversation. So first of all, it comes the understanding part and then the speaking part. I'm gonna make a video about this afterwards, like very specific to this topic, but the main reason for me to make this video and let you know, like, how to learn a new language and make it faster and easier for yourself is, number one, have fun. Have fun learning a new language. You have to have a goal in mind, and you have to be, sure about the language you want to learn. And the way to do it is listening to that language first and get in love. If you fall in love for one language in specific, and then in your mind you're like, wow, like, this sounds really cool, I want to learn this language, then you will start following that path, and then you will find different techniques that I will make another video explaining that. But first step is fall in love with one language in specific and have a goal for it. Like, why do you want to learn that language? Is it like you need it or you just want it? If you need it, maybe you're gonna put more effort into it. But if you just wanted, some people, you can get a little more relaxed about it. You're like, well, I just want to learn it because, I like it, but I don't really gonna use it, like, anytime. So don't think like that. You always have to think that when you learn a new language, one way or another, you might end up using it. Or if you don't use it, like, it might be really good for you, for your curriculum, if you want to travel the world, for example, which is what I'm doing. I'm traveling the world. If you want to have a job, and a better job with, like, more money on it, for example, learning a new language and knowing more than one language, so basically becoming a polyglot, it's something that's really, really going to help you a lot. And, well, it has helped me a lot because I speak 4 fluent languages, which is English, Spanish, Portuguese, and French, and then 2 more that I'm still on the process of learning, but I can't have, like, basic conversations on those languages, which is Italian and Mandarin. So the way to become a polyglot basically is, number one, have fun. Have a purpose for yourself of why you want to learn that language and have fun learning it. Number 2, it's using different visual and listening methods. So you have to actually first develop your listening skills. It's just like learning as we were children. Just exactly like how a child learns a new language. For the first year or year and a half of their lives, they're not able to speak. They don't speak, but they're just constantly listening to what their mom or their dad, say to them. So that's gonna be your goal, and that's called organic learning. Organic learning, this was a method developed by Dr. Pimsleur. He's a linguistic and polyglot, and he developed, like, many other methods, and he has, like, a whole repertory for audios and new languages, for how to learn new languages in an easier way. So this is called the organic method, and it works exactly like how we learn from when we were children, which is just listening first. So if you focus on the grammar first, or try to read in the first instance, or if you try to write, or if you force yourself to, like, even try to read and write in grammar, that's gonna sabotage you, basically. That's, like, the key for failure. And I'm not gonna say you're not gonna succeed, because eventually you will succeed, but it's gonna take you longer. It's gonna take you, like, it's gonna take you a long time to learn that language in that way. So the easiest way to learn a new language is just flip that coin, do it the other way. So you will start listening first. Even if you don't understand what you're listening to, for example, let's say, German. I don't speak German, but I like the sound. So, ich spreche keine Deutsch. Ich liebe dich. I can't speak German, so don't make fun of it. But I like the sound. So when you like the sound of a new language, that's your key point. That's how you will start, just listening. It's okay if you don't understand. It's really okay, and that's the method, because that's how you will start learning, by the organic method that I told you before. So yes, listening first, and then it will start becoming like more natural and more natural the more you repeat those words that you're listening to, and then eventually you will start speaking. But it's just a whole process. You have to have fun in the process, so don't force yourself. Second thing, or third thing now, is that you have to involve that language in your daily life. So every day, if you think going to like language classes 2 times per week is going to be helpful, maybe it is, but in a very, very minimum way, and it's going to take you a long time to actually achieve your goal, or to get to the point you want to get, or you want to be. So what you have to do is every day have something related to that language that you're learning. It can be either watch a movie or listen to music, which these methods are really, really good actually. Read a book if you're already in a kind of like a higher level, not the basics. But the first methods to start with, if you're doing it by yourself, if you're not having classes, it's listening to music and watch movies, or basically just develop your listening skills. So that's the method you will start using. And you will have to try to do it every day as much as possible. So if you're, for example, in your car and you're driving on your way home, you can put the radio, and if you don't have the radio stations, they're not in the language you're trying to learn, just, put a speaker, be careful, don't drive and, block your ears from your surroundings, because you can have an accident, of course. But, just try to listen to music or something in the language you're learning at the moment. That will help you. Even if you're, for example, taking a shower and you like listening to music while you take a shower, which is something that I do, for example, try to put music in that language that you're specifically learning at the moment, or you're focusing at. If you already have a certain level, like a basic level, then keep doing it and keep doing it. And you'll see little by little how your learning skills will increase dramatically. And that's the key point of it as well. Do it every day, just like a child. A child, when they don't speak yet, when they're like babies, they have that language present in their everyday life. In their daily life, their mom and dad and family members, they speak to that child, to that baby, every day in that language. And they repeat a certain word every day. So mommy, for example, will be like, say mommy, mommy, mommy. Okay, and the baby will be like not saying anything. Next day, the same. Next day, the same. So they will repeat that until it's like a habit. And eventually, the kid will grab that, and eventually it will just repeat that. So the next step will be repeat. Even though if you don't know what you're saying, what you're listening to, like you don't understand, just, it doesn't matter. Listen, listen, listen constantly, repeatedly. And then in getting to the point that you start repeating what you're listening to. Even if you don't understand, even if you don't know what you're saying, even if you're saying it wrong, which it will probably be that way, it doesn't matter. Repeat it and start, just start repeating whatever you're listening to. If it's whether music or any movie, so just start repeating the dialogues and try to imitate the accent that they're having and they're using at the moment for that language. So that's very important as well, because vocabulary, you will have vocabulary, every year, every time, every day that passes by. You will start constructing your vocabulary. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about learning certain words, or I have to learn 10 words per day. Don't worry about that. It will start coming to you naturally. But pronunciation, that's the most important thing, I believe, because that will give you the key to open your mind into different, methods of using your tongue. Not your thumb, your tongue. See? So the more you use your tongue in that specific language, you will develop an easier way to speak and to sound like a natural or like a native. My English is not perfect. My Portuguese is not perfect. My French is not perfect. Even my Spanish, which is my mother tongue, is not perfect. So don't worry about making mistakes. You actually have to make them in order to learn. So try to be brave, encourage yourself, and I will cut the video now because it's kind of long. But that's the key points for learning a new language. So I'll make more videos about it. I hope you like it. And if you like my video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, give it a thumbs down, but try not to. And try to subscribe to my channel. I'll have more videos about learning languages and the travels that I'm making because I'm a world traveler. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video probably. And make sure you comment below if you have any questions or complaints or anything you want to say. Any suggestion for me as well for what to put in my next video. Make sure you comment below and like my video. And see you next time. Bye.